All right, there's one less coaching vacancy in the NBA after the New Orleans Pelicans have settled on Jamahl Mosley to be their next head coach. Jamahl Mosley, of course, was recently let go in Orlando. He is now the head coach in New Orleans. Let's unpack this a little bit. The Pelicans, they cast a pretty wide net over the last couple of weeks, looking at a lot of different coaches with a lot of different levels of experience. They looked at someone like Darvin Ham, who has been a head coach before, now most recently with Milwaukee. They looked at Rajon Rondo. Rondo, who does not have any full-time coaching experience, but is widely respected for his basketball acumen. That was someone that they showed interest in. Sean Sweeney, the associate head coach in San Antonio, that was a coach that they showed a lot of interest in over these last couple of weeks. Didn't work out for everybody for a variety of different reasons. When Jamahl Mosley became available, I was told that the Pelicans shifted their interest quickly and immediately to Jamahl Mosley. Jamahl has a history of taking over young, developing teams and turning them into winners. His first year in Orlando, the Magic won 22 games. They won 47 2 years later. Now, they were never really able to build on that to become the kind of sustainable contender that Orlando fans, the Orlando organization, had hoped for. And this year was really disappointing. They added Desmond Bane to that group, and most people believed they'd be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. They had to go through the play-in just to get to the playoffs, and even though they gave Detroit a heck of a series, they wound up bowing out in the first round. So right now, the Pelicans are banking on Jamahl Mosley to bring that developmental experience to a young roster. This team still has Zion Williamson, who's 25 years old, but even younger, they've got Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, 2 recent first-round picks that the Pelicans have invested a lot in terms of capital, all the kind of resources that they have in those 2 guys, expecting them to be cornerstones of the future. So they were looking for a developmental coach. Jamahl Mosley has a really good history of being that type of coach. The big question moving forward in New Orleans now is, will Zion Williamson be part of this next iteration of Pelicans teams? Now, from what I was told during this interview process with coaches, the plan is to hold on to Zion, to keep him in New Orleans. He's got 2 full years left on his contract, and maybe one of the silver linings in a disappointing 25-26 season was Zion was relatively healthy. He played 62 games, averaged right around 21 points per game, shot a good percentage from the floor. That's the second highest number of games that Zion has played in his career. So getting him back, getting him healthy is a great sign for the Pelicans. And as of right now, the plan is to hold on to Zion and continue to build him out as a coach. Another question for the Pelicans, and this is kind of more what has to do with what Mosley is now taking over. How much pressure is there going to be to play Derek Queen? Derek Queen cost the Pelicans a lot. They gave up their number 1 overall draft pick in the
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.